What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with stock number 5, not in any particular order though, you have ticker EPSM. So Epson Enterprise. It has been trading for less than 1 year, but over the last 5 days, it is up 46.35%. A lot of good information here, such as market cap, volume, and whatever else. This is a company profile. So distributors, 13 employees, founded in 2020. It is based out of China, but we are here because of this. So in a lot of cases that I bring up, you have a lot of good pre-existing momentum, and in many cases you have shorts rather overextended, such as this. So 9.66% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 200,000 shares overall being shorted. So this is exactly what people in Wall Street like to focus on, somewhat heavily shorted, low float. Cost to borrow average is 344.67. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate. Short score, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is sitting at 77.74. Through IBKR though, it does indicate roughly 800,000 shares is available to be shorted. And the reason why I bring that up is some institutions do buy stocks that have limited supply just to lend out, take advantage of the kind of, in many cases, juicy cost to borrow, such as what happened yesterday. Went from 3,000 to 800,000. Reason being, institutions did buy just to lend out. So potentially going into this upcoming week, you could see that occur with this stock. So of course, adding some good buying pressure behind the scenes. So this is the 5th stock that I wanted to kind of talk about. Moving on to stock number 4, you have ticker ASST. So I brought this one up a couple times during my pre-market. Very high volume. Institutions love it. It seems as though they do, but currently sitting at $6.66 over the last 1 year, up 311%. And then over the last 5 days, it is up 55.79%. So a lot of good momentum. As far as what they do, this is it. So advertising, 9 employees, founded in 2020. This one is based out of the States, but right now 26.6% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 3.96 million shares. Fairly high cost to borrow, so 357.88. You can kind of see from this line, I know it's kind of faint a little bit, but generally they seem to be very reactive to the stock price. So with the stock price appreciating, shorts are doubling down. So when it comes down to it, that is either going to kind of really suppress the momentum or either prompt a squeeze. It's going to eventually come down to that. Short score is 81.38. And then similarly through IBKR, it does indicate 8,000 shares. So this stock most likely will get a lot of buying this upcoming week, as institutions will kind of take advantage of that cost to borrow. So this is stock number 4. Moving on to stock number 3. Similarly, I did bring this one up a couple times during my pre-market, so institutions do love to trade it, and that is PROK Corp, ticker is PROK, sitting at 454. Over the last 1 year, it is up 89.17%, and then over the last 5 days, up 644.02%. So crazy stuff, and you can even see just based on the volume that did happen on Friday, there was a lot of institutions and people are paying attention to it. This, on a side note, the quantitative data actually does still show that it's a pretty good deal given the circumstances. So again, something to potentially keep in mind. Aside from that, seasonality with us being in July, over the last 3 years, that does yield on average 2.9%. Going into the next couple months though, it seems as though that it tends to pull back, so down 11%, 24%, and 22% August through October. So again, something if you're looking at doing some additional due diligence and whatever else. It is a biotech, 204 employees, founded in 2015, based out of the States, but we are here because of this. So 17.95% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 14.03 million shares. Cost to borrow is kind of high as well, so 322.07. Short score is 83.68, and then through IBKR, it does indicate roughly around 400,000 shares. So again, this upcoming week, you definitely could be seeing some buying as a byproduct of that. And now on a side note though, I do want to kind of focus about this. for this stock. So DTC, higher the number, the higher the, I guess, magnitude of a squeeze that could happen. And so that DTC is determined based on the stock's average volume in comparison to the overall shares being shorted. So again, ones that have higher numbers definitely could have stronger potential for a squeeze. A lot of this information up top here, I'm not necessarily going to go over in every case, so feel free to pause it and go through it. Moving on to the next one, a very interesting one. I used to actually bring this one up under my other channel. Unfortunately, the stock didn't really perform all that well, but that is Workhorse. So ticker is WKHS, $4.42. On Friday alone, it went up 51.89%. Over the last 1 year, it is down 79.56%. But over the last 5 days, definitely building up some pretty solid momentum, up 206%. So crazy stuff. This is what they do for the company profile. So EVs and whatever else based out of the States. Seasonality over the last 10 years for July, it does yield 7%. So I think, of course, given the circumstances, with it being up 204% is blowing this out of the water. But if you kind of look at what happened in June, it's showing that big things are starting to happen for this stock. So aside from that though, 24.81% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 2.34 million shares. Cost to borrow average, 186.12%. Short score, 83.79. And then through IBKR, DTC was 1.25 as well, but there is a measly 100 shares available. So this stock definitely will be seeing some buying going into this upcoming week, which will add a whole new level of buying pressure, which could potentially put shorts in a sticky scenario. Because be aware, any institutions buying just for the purposes of lending out, they are not the ones shorting. So you kind of have a certain level of buying that could be happening, most likely will be occurring with this stock, and then you also will have shorts that will be somewhat pinched. So it's a kind of a beautiful scenario if it all pans out. So this is another stock to add to your watch list. And then last but not least, you have ticker is UPXI sitting at 539. On Friday, it did go up 7.8%. Over the last 1 year though, not doing all that great, down 33.06, but over the last 5 days, up 79.07%. This is what they do, so feel free to pause it. Personal care products based out of Tampa. Seasonality, July goes up 1.6% over the last 3 years. August and September both pull back 23% and then 5%. So not necessarily the best, but 9.53% of the free float is being shorted, which works out to be 2.35 million shares. Cost to borrow average is 370.15%, and then short score is 76.39. So very high stuff as far as this goes. And through IBKR, it does indicate a lonely 6,000 shares. So majority of the stocks, you can kind of see shorts are overextended, very limited supply of shares as well. So that could mean some buying. Cost to borrow is fairly high, I believe, in all the cases, conveniently. So yeah, I think a lot of these stocks, which already do have some pretty good pre-existing momentum, will continue this week. And if the circumstances play out, you could have a pretty nice squeeze. Let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.